everybody, and welcome to the Fruity Friday Live chatty chat with me, Rhiannon from Happy on Fruit. So apologies first of all for it being about 20 minutes late. Town, which I've just got back from and restocked my lovely fruit shelf to show you all, was a bit of a hoo-ha, if you guys understand what that lovely English bit of terminology means. It was... The guy in the bike shop wouldn't fix my bike tyre. He said that he was too busy and I had to lug my bike home with the trailer attached to the back with a flat tyre, and it was very hard. So everything is just taking extra long today because I pushed the bike all the way to town to get him hopefully to fix it while I was food shopping. So I walked it all there, walked it all back, and everything took ages and was really hard, and I was trying to rush and I wanted to display everything really pretty for you. So I've just spent the last 20 minutes kind of making this little area of fruit all nice and inspirational for you, because there really is nothing that ignites your kind of desire to eat healthy than seeing all of this fresh, beautiful fruit. I mean, look at it, it's just gorgeous. I'll show you a little bit of it actually. So we got this is on my greens, so I'm always talking to you about my green leafy vegetables. So this is what I mean by green leafy vegetables, and I have probably like a whole other, like I could fill a whole other basket of that full of lettuce, and I've got like wild rocket, which is arugula to all my American friends, and hello Laura, hi, welcome to Fruity Friday Chat. So if you have any questions, ask away. I've got some questions already that I've got on my YouTube, because all of these Fruity Fridays are going to be posted straight to YouTube. So if you ever want to watch anything back, it's really easy at my YouTube at Happy on Fruit. So if you want to watch any of my Fruity Friday chatty chats back, I'm putting them up for you. So, and if you want to ask me any questions, you can always ask me a question there and I will address it next week. Cool, huh? But if you are here live with me, like you are Stacey, hello. Come and ask down in the comments anything that you want to know about raw food, about emotional healing, about bringing up your child, like home educating, the way I do attachment parenting, anything you want to ask me. Laura here says that you talk about grounding food sometimes. What does that mean? I will get to that in a minute. Brilliant question. Love it. So these are my greens, actually very grounding. Just sneak that in there. And like I said, I've got loads more of that. That's just a selection. So I've got round lettuce. I've got some little gem. I love this little gem. I spent about a tenner on lettuce for the week. And I might even buy a bit more, and I already have like a couple of heads of iceberg up there as it is. So I'll show you the rest of the stuff I bought today. I'll try not to move my camera too much if I can help it. So I've got these beautiful strawberries. They were 2 for $1.50, and aren't they just beautiful? Aren't they just beautiful? They're just like, eat me, Rhiannon. I will not eat you now, strawberries. I will eat you tomorrow with my pineapple. So speaking of pineapple, here is my lovely pineapple selection. This is the pineapple department, you see, of my kitchen. And I have, do you guys, if you were here last week, so there really is an incentive to join me every single week, you know, because I chatted about last week and give you examples of this week, if you know what I mean. So, over here is, do you remember the pineapples I had last week, right? Do you remember how green they were? They looked like this. Right? They looked like this. I'm not even joking, right? This is what it looks like. You know, I tell you to turn it upside down. I say, turn it upside down, the poor little guy. Look at him. Poor little guy. Turn it upside down. Store it like that. I say to you, the golden bit will seep down and it will turn all golden. Look. Look. Seriously. That's what it looked like last week. That's is the magic of the upside down pineapple, which is quite funny because they have like upside down pineapple cake. Don't you love it when the world fits? Like, look at that. That difference is just incredible, and that's been sitting there a whole week now, and it hasn't gone off. The fruit flies are probably starting to, you know, look at it, but yeah. do you know, I wanted to eat that today, but I didn't. And do you know why? For you guys, for you. I had frozen grapes and a banana instead. Before, well, not one banana, I had like 4 bananas and loads of frozen grapes, because I have loads of frozen grapes, which I've chucked all in into my freezer. Because, you know, we had like, well, you might not know because you might be watching this back, and you might not live exactly where I live, but it was really, 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 really hot. So I just froze loads of grapes, and that's all I wanted to eat. So now we still have loads of frozen grapes. But yeah, amazing pineapple. Okay, so I have, and these pineapples were 2 for £1.20. 2 for £1.20. That, my friends, is why I do not go to supermarkets very often for fruit. I always will go to the fruit markets. 1, less plastic packaging, and that is so important for the earth. And 2, because you get like cheap deals. Like, I would not be able to afford to be raw vegan. I say this all the time, but I would not be able to afford this lifestyle if I didn't shop around for the deals. And you have to just make extra time for that. You need to make extra effort for yourself, because you really, really deserve it. And it might seem like it's a bit annoying going out of your way, or, you know, walking to and from town with a punctured bike and a big trailer full of fruit. It's hard. Like, it is hard, but your body gets stronger. You get used to it, and you kind of like, it's like you're doing something really good for yourself. And even though it's kind of hard at first and it's inconvenient, you need to kind of overcome that aversion to inconvenience. Sometimes the best things in life are inconvenient, but they're so incredibly worth it. And they actually, in the long term, will make you happier, healthier, and will make life in a lot of ways convenient. So, like, I don't have to worry so much about my health, because I put in the extra effort to go find the £1.20 for 2 pineapples. You know, I could just get half the amount and then top up on rice, but I wouldn't feel as good. And not that rice is terrible. If you eat it and feel good, good for you. But I don't. And I know lots of people who don't as well. They feel a bit more heavy and a bit more lethargic and more zoned out, and their digestion's a bit less smooth, shall we say. But yeah. Put the extra effort in for yourself. Buy the food that makes you feel good. Life's too short to feel crap, hun. You know? So yeah, so that's a good, I've got, see, there's even a pineapple behind the pineapples. So yeah, I got lots and lots of pineapples here. What else have I got for you lovely guys? Check out, this is unusual. Check out this celery. Guys, look. Look at the celery. Isn't that mad? Isn't that mad? I love it. Oh, I love it. Look how big it is. That was quite expensive. That was like £1.49 for all of that. Usually, like, it's lettuce like 50p each. So I didn't want to get too much of that. I got some of the other ones from the supermarket, but I just wanted to get it because look at it. Look how pretty it is. And that's the other thing. Get excited, my friends. Get excited about fresh, healthy fruit and vegetables. Go to the fruit markets and get excited. Be like, ooh, what am I finding today? Because it's cool and it's fun. And every single time you go to the fruit market, it's different. You know, depending on what time of the year it is, or like just what's available to the fruit shop people right now. It's just, there's so much cool stuff, and it's so exciting to find. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to answer some questions as I like. Ooh, let me find you here. I'll answer some questions as I go. So. Okay, grounding foods. Let's have a little chat about grounding foods, and I'll tell you a little bit about the rest of my stuff. So grounding foods are things that help you feel, that kind of generally very mineral rich, and they give you this kind of a grounding feeling. It's like a feeling of satiation. So in raw food, when you're having like lots of high sugar, kind of lighter foods like fruit and vegetables, it can, because it's not so heavy on the digestive system, it can like almost like bring you up in this feeling of like lightness, which is really interesting because most fruit hangs from the tree, so it's almost like you reach up, and when you have the fruit it lifts you. But things that are very mineral rich, like fruit is mineral rich, but not as mineral rich as like your green leafy vegetables. So that's why it's really important to have greens to like balance you out. As you know, like greens, they grow from the earth. They're like, they're leaves that you put, kind of go down towards. Which is quite just a happy coincidence that I noticed. They ground you. They make you feel so satisfied. And I can't go more than a couple of days without greens, because I feel like I'm depriving myself. I feel very like spacey and just very unsatisfied, and cooked food cravings can come back as well. And so that's why I noticed when I was turning raw, when I was like, not turning raw, I didn't like turn into a raw vegan, but when I was like transitioning the way I ate over to not cooked food, I was like, I always tell this story, I got 4 days in on pure willpower alone, having like just fruit in the day, and then like a little salad at night. And when I mean a little salad, I mean like it was like a bowl like this with like iceberg lettuce in and a couple of like cucumber slices. It's just, if you've seen my salads now, or if you have my recipe book or anything like that, you'll know how I feel about a salad that can fit in your hands. Like, no, I need my big bowl. I did the transforming into a raw vegan again. I need my big bowl to fill up on all that beautiful salad and goodness to end the day. But when I was, that newly raw vegan or transitioning, attempting person, it was basically like, willpower alone, because I just felt awful. I felt like I was really depriving myself, and, you know, I kept feeling like I needed to, you know, wait it out and just get through the hard bit, and then everything would get easier and I'd get used to the feelings and everything, and it just didn't. By day 4, it was just, I was just crawling the walls. That's the expression I use, because it was like, all I could think about was food. I just felt so hungry, and it didn't matter how many calories I was eating. Like, I just was so hungry, and it was like my body was like searching for something. Like, I need something that I'm not getting from this food. And it wasn't even an addiction to like chemical filled foods or processed foods, because by that time I was eating just whole foods. So literally I was craving rice like mad. And not even for any, like, I suppose actually, for a little bit, for like feeling a bit heavier, like bringing me down to earth. And greens were like the trick with that, because that first time that I went raw, it was like, by day 4, I was just like, I just felt so deprived and awful, and it was just like, I just need something. And then my daughter had rice cakes in the cupboard, just rice cakes, like nothing else in it, just rice cakes. And I ate those and was just like, like it was pure relief. My whole body just was just like, food. It was like, I'm eating again. It was almost like I hadn't eaten, you know, that proper hungry, like where like food just tastes amazing because you're so hungry. It was like that. It was so weird. And I was like, that's definitely not right. There's something going on here. That's not how food should be. Food shouldn't make you feel unsatisfied, and, you know, that doesn't make sense. You know, every animal in nature, they eat their fill and then they're like, you know, and that's what I believe is the feeling when you're nutritionally satisfied. So I went back to eating like mostly raw with like cooked food dinners and stuff, and then it was actually my friend at the time. He kind of just had this epiphany moment. He was like, what if you need greens? He had read this book called like Green for Life, which I haven't actually read, but I have definitely benefited from, because he read it, and he said, what about greens? And I was like, sure, I'll try anything. Like, at this point, I was about 2, maybe even 3 stone heavier than I am now. My legs were rubbing together. I didn't fit in any of my clothes, because like after I went vegan, I don't know what happened with me. I started following some really bad advice, eating loads of like cooked carbohydrates to try and like, I don't know, like just heal my gut issues and stuff. It just didn't work at all. And I was just so much heavier than I am now. I was just uncomfortable in my body. I was getting more and more bloated. Like, I couldn't poop, if I'm honest. And it was just awful. And I was like, that's not right. I shouldn't be. If this was a healthy way of eating, I wouldn't be piling on weight. I wouldn't be feeling unhealthy. I would be able to run down the street without huffing and puffing, you know. And I've been a sport person my whole life, so doing that was just like, what's going on? And there was no way I was going to not be vegan, because I just don't agree with eating animals at all. Like, and the thought of it would just never cross my mind again. It's non-food. I won't touch it. So what I kind of did was, I've lost exactly what I was saying. What I did was I tried his advice, and I was having fresh greens like with every meal basically. So I was having smoothies, and again, like I said at this point, I was like, I do not care. I will have a smoothie for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Don't care, as long as I feel good, feel satisfied, I'll do it. I don't even care. It wasn't like in a food addiction where I needed like the taste of spaghetti, or it was literally all about feeling for me. So I just need to feel like I'm not depriving myself. And coming from an eating disorder like background where I've had anorexia, I've had bulimia, it sucked. I don't ever want to do that again. So the feeling like really deprived and feeling like I wasn't letting myself eat was just like, I just can't do that again. It's just too painful. I don't want to go down that road. So it was very much about not feeling like feeling good and feeling nutritionally satisfied, and having a green smoothie 3 times a day just did it. It was like, boom, I'm good. I don't need anything else. It was like, whoa, that's amazing. So what I was having was, I was having a lot of calories. I was having about like 3,000 calories some days, just to feel satisfied. I don't know if that was because my digestive system was like a bit backed up maybe, and just not working very efficiently. So maybe there was an issue with my absorption of minerals and just nutrients in general in my small intestine. Or perhaps there was just illness or inflammation somewhere in my body maybe, that was just making my utilization, I guess, of the nutrients less efficient. So as I went raw, the more fresh fruit and veg, like I was just eating fruit and greens basically. It was just like it was mostly like bananas, dates, mangoes in smoothies with like some berries like blended in, and like different leafy vegetables with it. So I put like a head or 2 of lettuce into my like 1 litre of smoothie, and that would be my breakfast. And then I have like pretty much the same thing for lunch, pretty much the same thing for dinner. And varying it kind of each time, changing which lettuce I added, changing which like different fruits I added, but generally it was all like high. There was at least one form of high calorie fruit in there, such as bananas or dates. And mango was really good as well, because that's got extra vitamin C in it, which bananas and dates can be quite low in. So having extra vitamin C will help you absorb the iron that's in the minerals better. Little trick there. So that's actually really, it's a lot more satisfying to have, just stick a mango in your smoothie, like that easy. It can make it even more satisfying. So I noticed then the difference between having like 4 days on just fruit and then the rest of the time with green leaves again, it was almost like I was just balanced again. I wasn't like lifted up and floating around in the sky and feeling all like, I'm so, I don't know, sorry. But I wasn't all floaty. I felt more like centered and grounded. And that's that feeling of grounded. It's where you feel like connected again. You feel in your body. You feel your attention is more heart-centered, I guess. You feel safe. You feel connected. You feel satisfied. You feel abundant. That's grounding for me. And that is what the greens, my little friends over here, that's what they did. Now, having a smoothie for dinner is like, it's great, but I'm a bit hooked on my salads, if I'm honest. So I absolutely love having like a big salad for my evening meal, which is made of these beautiful tomatoes and these beautiful red peppers, which are just so high in vitamin C. It's just makes you feel incredible. I always have like a bit of celery in it. I always have some lemons in there. I then add like a thickener, so my thickener might be something like an avocado, or if I want something low fat, I generally have like a mango in there. And then I have like fresh herbs, so I might have oregano or fresh basil or fresh dill. Sometimes I put some cumin seeds in there and have it like almost a little bit like more with a little little spice in there. So I kind of like get that variation with which herbs I add and all that sort of jazz. But yeah, that's makes me feel alive in the evening. So I generally don't have a lot of greens in the day now. The amount of calories that I need to eat to feel satisfied has gone down, and the amount of greens that I need to eat to feel satisfied has gone down. So when I first went raw, it was about 6 heads of lettuce a day. I'm not even kidding you, like 6 heads of lettuce a day, maybe more if they're little heads, do you know what I mean? But that's the thing about blending, is when you blend greens, they like reduce in volume so much. So you're not actually drinking this, like, or consuming these massive salads all the time. It's like you're blending it down, so it's like you're pre-masticating it for yourself. Does that answer your question? This is why my blooming Q&As take like forever, because I'm so thorough, and it's very frustrating for me. It's like, why can't you just give a 5-minute answer, Rhiannon? Why does everything have to take 3 years? Because there's too much information in the world. Okay. Ah, sorry, I don't know if I can pronounce your name correctly. Hoang, thank you. He says, love you, my idol. Bless your heart, thank you. Is it the pineapples? Pineapple dreams. Laura loves the pineapples and says, we tried that, I hope it worked. Oh, we got some. That's amazing from Rebecca for the pineapples, isn't it just? It says, we find they go off quickly. How do you keep it fresh for a whole week? Oh, the pineapple? I don't know, it hasn't gone off. To be fair, I just keep an eye on it. If as soon as it gets to the point of being like fully ripe, I'll whack it in the fridge generally. So that's a little trick. If it's starting to go off in areas, then you probably should have put it in the fridge a couple of days ago. That's what I do, and it will just preserve it until you need to use it. But generally I just eat my fruit as it's ripe. So what I do each morning is I'll have a look at the fruit rack, and I'll see which is ripe, what's ripe today, and that's kind of like my options. So, if I've got loads of these, like these peaches, these beautiful flat peaches, I know the plastic sucks. Sorry, I just threw that on the floor by accident. So we've got these beautiful flat peaches. Some of them are ripe, some of them are not ripe, which is actually quite cool, because I bought 3 packs. So I can take out the ones that are ripe and have those as a meal, and the ones that are not ripe can just be left to ripen a bit more, and as soon as they're ripe I can whack them in the fridge. If anything gets too ripe and I haven't got a chance to actually use it, then what I'll do is I'll cut it up and I'll pop it in the freezer, and then you can just put it in a smoothie. A little trick for putting things in the freezer as well, if you get like a big baking tray, if you've got enough room in your freezer to do this sort of thing, try lining it up on a tray and separate your, if you've got time as well, it's a bit of a faff, separate out your fruit pieces separately and then freeze it, and then once it's frozen, bundle it all up in a smaller pot. That way they stay separate. If you just chuck it all into a big container, they'll all kind of like stick together. So that's a little tip for you. And just to let you all know as well, my raw food recipe book is on sale for £11 at the moment, which has loads of these little tips that I give you like this. It's got loads of tips about all the different recipes, like all, what nutrients might be in it to inspire you, to tell you what the amazing things are that you're doing to your body. Or I have like just an extra little, just tips and tricks to make really delicious raw food, and that's usually £20, and it's only £11 at the moment. And all of my courses, my raw food course, my inner work course, is £20 at the moment, reduced from some of them as high as £60 and £79. So if you'd like any more information on those, let me know. The actual offer for all of that cool stuff is supposed to be ending tomorrow. So it's the last day of my lockdown offers. So if you were interested in getting my brand new raw food course, which I updated earlier, I updated it all last summer. So it's got brand new videos, brand new worksheets, all very beautiful. I took ages doing it. It's got an ebook included with that, the fruit guide ebook, which teaches you how to get really good fruit and how to use it and stuff. And how to cut it, because that's important. If you would like any of those, then that is only £20 at the moment. It's usually £79, and it's got all new videos, and they're really lovely, and I'm really proud of it. So if you would like any more, I can't talk. If you'd like any more information on that, or the inner work course, or my kids happiness course, or my family reconnection course where you can just reconnect with your children. If you would like any of those things, or you know someone who you think might be interested, please do get to me quickly, because it's the last couple of days of being able to get that discounted. So let me know, and quote me if this video has ended and you are really struggling with money and you would really like some raw food help, thinking about my course or my ebook. Please just quote me on, what should we say, pineapple dreams. Just say pineapple dreams. That's the code word, pineapple dreams. And I might be able to sort you a deal, because I'm just that kind of person. But let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. I do coaching as well, just letting you know. So we can have like personal sessions where I can prep you. What's the word? Where you like help lift you, help inspire you, help you feel ready to do the week. Another week of just feeling good and healing and all that lovely stuff. Yeah, let me know. I can do deals on that as well. Work out a plan that fits around your lifestyle and doesn't actually break the bank. Hey. So, what else have we got here? Star Groceries and Stevenage is great. Very little plastic waste. So absolutely, that's actually where I go for my fruit shopping. It is beautiful, like, to just get places that don't have loads of plastic. Absolutely fantastic. Ooh, I rhymed. Isn't it fantastic when you don't use plastic? Oh God, I'm so sorry. Totally off key as well. I don't think I'm a terrible singer either. So I'm quite, oof, what was that? Oh, so thank you, Rhiannon. That's clarified for me. You are welcome, lovely Laura. So hello, Emily as well, who's just joined us as well. So thank you very much for joining me on a lovely Fruity Friday. Okay, so I've got some cool questions that I want to get to. I'll show you a little bit more of my fruit rack as well. So over here, I've actually got some really nice avocados. I don't usually buy avocados because I try to keep things low fat. If I start having too much fat, I start honestly just feeling heavy. And my actual mood goes down. So sometimes, like, it's very, I really believe in tuning in with your body. And when your body needs more fat, like, it will speak to you. And it will kind of feel like, I don't know, almost, again, it's that, like, unsatisfied feeling of feeling like there's a little something else you need. And if I have just, like, one high-fat meal, it's like, boom, it's like I'm reset. It's like I'm good. It's like I needed something from the fat that I'm not getting generally. So it might be vitamin E, or who knows, goodness. But I really believe in tuning in with your body. And once I have that high fat meal, I'm generally like good to have then low fat for the rest of the month even. So yeah, I am very sparing with my avocados. You won't often see them on my fruit rack. But these ones are actually some of my favourites. So you've got those black, they're almost like blacky, aren't they? And they're really like bumpy, really hard. And these are very smooth and green. I think these are called, oh, I'm not a big avocado eater, so I'm not massively clued up on it. I think it's like, is this the pear one? Or are they all called avocado pear? See, like fruit connoisseurs sometimes don't know. So, and then also got my garlic. We've got all these beautiful cucumbers, and I love these cucumbers because they come without plastic. Check this out, right? Ooh. And they're curly cucumbers. So these are really great for Molly, because that's, as if you followed my stuff for any length of time, you will know that she is a cucumber fiend, and she loves herself a cucumber. She will eat it just like this as a snack. Like it's her favourite fruit. If you ask her what her favourite fruit is, she don't say bananas or anything sweet. She says cucumber. So what I've done at Christmas is I've found one that was really, sorry, cucumber. Found one that was really candy cane shaped. And then I've like this. And I've put it in her stocking, you know, like that. So it's like popping out the side of her Christmas stocking. I know, poor fruitarian child, right? Not that she's fruitarian, but her mama is, so she gets the runoff from that in her life. So yeah, these are all the cucumbers over here. So I've also got these little ones. You really want some mini cucumbers. So, and these are all like literally for like a big handful, like £1, £1. I know, this is how I afford the lifestyle. I'm not made of money. People think I'm like loaded. I'm not. I just search for the deals. Yeah, so I got mangoes as well. These were 3 for £1 and they're all ripe. So they smell good. Ah, they do. They smell really good. For being green, usually I won't go for a green mango, but they smell really good and they're a really good price. So they're going to be perfect for sauces. So I've got a cool question down here. It says, from Rebecca. Oh wait, I've missed one. Oh yeah, so Rebecca says, how do you manage an evening out, for example, dinners with family and friends? Okay, first of all, I don't actually have that many friends. I'm not joking. I don't think I've ever had a friend ask me out for dinner. Sometimes I have guys ask me out for dinner, but that's kind of different. I'm like, well, I don't want to sit there and eat and get to know someone. That's just like I eat to then do something. It's not like a social thing, like, oh, let's go eat together. I'm not keen on that. I just want to do what I want. I'll eat when I'm hungry, and I'll eat what I want, like specifically exactly what I want. So I don't really go out to eat generally. Like if my family go out, they all go to places like Nando's or you know, like, and I don't want to go there. But that's almost like an ethical thing. I don't want to sit there surrounded by people who are like gushing about how delicious this chicken is. Like, it makes me sad. I care about the chicken and I think about what happened to that, and it doesn't really make me hungry. It makes me upset. So from an ethical point of view, even if I wasn't I don't know, I don't enjoy it, so it's not something I would do. My family don't really invite me out to eat anymore because both me and my daughter don't really like going to Nando's, and that's really all they go to. There's nothing I really want Molly to eat from there. There's nothing I want to eat from there. If I have gone in the past, I just bring my own food, and I'm quite shameless with that. I don't really care. I've never been asked to leave a restaurant, but again, it doesn't really happen very often. I've just brought my own food. Like I might have made a salad beforehand, or made my own dressing. That's probably what I'd do if I had to. Do you know what I mean? Like if I had to, I would go and I would order a plain salad, and I would bring my own dressing and pour that on top, or I would just, yeah. I had to go to a what's it called? I don't know. I would always just kind of arrange with people, like because I had this running presentation evening that I had to go to. I didn't have to go to it, but I went to, and yeah, they had like this big sit-down meal, and like it's almost my rebellious nature of being like, screw you, I'm gonna do what I want. Like I know society wants me to pick the choices on that menu, but that doesn't make me feel good, so I'm gonna do whatever I want, and be completely shameless and be like, and just like, I'm not gonna rub it in people's faces. I'm not gonna go, oh look what I'm eating or anything, but I will just like very boldly do what I want. Do you know what I mean? That's my kind of rebellion. I will just boldly do what I want. I won't make a hoo-ha, and I'll you know, I'm not like, I actually almost don't want the attention. I just want to get on with it. But it's for me, it's like I find it very empowering to be like, I'm not eating what society's trying to get me to eat. I don't want to eat the set off the menu. I don't want to eat the recipe and the ingredients you want my body to consume. I don't want to have cake on my birthday. I don't want to have turkey on Christmas or chocolate all day on Christmas. I want to eat what I eat because this makes me feel good. This nourishes my body. This keeps my brain alive, keeps me happy. And when I'm happy, my daughter's more happy, and I'm a better homemade mum, and I'm able to help the world better. I'm able to inspire people better. Like my life is just better when I feel good. So I will do everything in my power to help me feel that way and to avoid the convenient social constructs that bog me down. When I have, you know, I feel like I've eaten enough bloody like processed food. That's how I feel. Like I've eaten enough of that stuff. I felt rubbish for enough of my life. I don't need it anymore. I'm what, like almost 32 years old. I don't want it anymore. I've had decades of feeling like crap after I eat. I don't want it anymore. Oh, and excuse me if I like say the odd like profanity. This is a grown-up Q&A. I'll try and avoid it, but yeah, the odd little thing might slip out if I get a bit passionate. My daughter is not going to be really in the Q&As very much anymore because I want to get down to the more interesting stuff. Kind of like more interesting stuff, like you know, eating disorders and depression. They're all interesting, aren't they? Lovely. But we need to talk about that stuff. Do you know what I mean? If you hide from the pain, you can't heal from it. So yeah. So yeah, I don't really go out to eat generally. It's not my bag, baby. Oh, speaking of my daughter, hello. Are you okay? Did you come for a cucumber?
A little bit, yeah.
I knew it. So I was just telling them how awful, no, the other one, awesome, like cucumbers are. They always snapped in my hand. Can you believe it? You've got to tell me if they're good. What about the little ones?
I've eaten like 3 of these already.
Have you eaten 3 of them? Where did you get them from?
Bag?
When?
They were underneath the raspberries.
Oh, you ate them in town while I was sorting the bike out? Ah, so say hi to everyone. Hi, Molly. Hi. This is Molly. My little lovely daughter. She's awesome. She's awesome. Are you still hungry? What do you want to eat? So I'll show you this while Molly's dithering with her thing. So I've got some cool dates here. Look at these. These are Deglet Noir dates. And these are beautiful. You got some peaches. Not all of them are ripe. So I would like... No. Most of them are fine.
Yeah, I'm putting them out.
Okay. Yeah, so we can give you some of the ripe ones. So this one's quite ripe. I don't have a plate for you, though. I might have a bowl. I'll give you a bowl. Here you go. It has a heart.
Stuff in it.
No, it doesn't. That was a bit of rosemary that fell in it.
Oh.
It was just herb.
But what's inside it?
Nothing.
Oh, is that stained?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a stain.
Goodbye.
Bye, love you. Thank you. So it says, so it's from Rebecca, do you ever miss anything like caffeine? We love a Costa coffee, my daughter and I. So I sometimes have a little bit of caffeine, but that's only in like a green tea. I generally, I have other tea that I like, that me and my daughter actually like. We have like this peppermint and nettle tea. It's really lovely. It's called Cleanse from Pucker. I actually really like that tea. And I have nettle tea as well, they're both naturally caffeine free. But I'm not against a bit of caffeine. Like if you have a cup of tea in the morning, and sometimes I notice if it makes me feel I get tired, because I feel awake, and then it's almost like my eyes go weird. I'm it's really strange. And so I generally just don't warm to it a lot. I started experimenting with these beautiful organic loose leaf teas when I was making kombucha, and I got a little bit hooked on the the pu'er teas and stuff, which are lovely, absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, they would make my eyes all and just make me feel a bit spaced out, really. So I generally avoid them, and I like my other teas. If I want a cup of tea, I'll just have a nettle tea. But I think if you love it, you don't have to do things all the time. You can eat raw food, or mostly raw food, and still have a Costa coffee if you really, really want. There's no rules. Do you know what I mean? It's not you're not allowed to eat this and you're allowed to eat this, and it's just no one watching you. This is your life. This is your health adventure. Do what you want. Do it your way. For me, the way that I if I'm coaching someone, I always get them to understand that it is a process. It's not, you and do things that feel right to your heart right now, and for a lot of people it's they just focusing on eating more raw food or having a smoothie for breakfast is a huge step to them. It's a huge step. You don't have to if you want to have a cup of tea in the morning and still eat and then still have a smoothie for breakfast and a salad for dinner, you can do that. You're free. You are free. And just when it's time, it's almost it leaves you, because it's what you'll find usually is you get more sensitive to the things that aren't making you feel good. So what will happen is you'll notice quite largely every time that you have a Costa, you don't feel so good. And you might almost be I don't really like feeling that anymore. And it might just be time to move on to that, and you won't be attached to it anymore, because you'll be well, I'm ready to move on. I want to feel good, and I really highly recommend lots of inner work for that. Because it's not just about having lots of fresh fruit and vegetables. It's about tuning in with yourself and healing the reasons why you feel like you don't deserve to be happy. Because when you really start to heal those with like the inner child work and all of that stuff, it's so wonderful, because you actually start to want to be nice to yourself, and that's an extremely powerful thing, because that will lead you to the wonderful things in life, and that will lead you to joy and to the things that genuinely resonate well with you. If you're kind of wanting these things in your life that don't make you feel very nice, that's usually an emotional issue that needs to be resolved. And like I say, with my inner work course, I like to teach that with like all these different aspects of like mindfulness, self-forgiveness, general self like love, talking to yourself in a kind way. It's all about just learning how to be nice to yourself and releasing the reasons why you feel like you don't deserve to be happy. And that's a really powerful thing in healing. And then once you kind of do that and you get to a place where it's a lot easier to like yourself. I'm not saying that you're kind to yourself all the time, because I'm not. I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years, and sometimes I still slip. You have traumatic experiences and they mess you up, you know, and they can, it's like you feel like you fall back to, it's like snakes and ladders sometimes. You feel like you've just fallen back to the starting line again and gone down this big long snake, because someone's just broke up with you and hurt your feelings, for example. That happened, so that's why happened to me. A couple of years ago, and it's almost like you don't go back to square one because you have all this extra knowledge, but it's like you fall from grace or something, and you have to just take a step, moving forward back again. And then sometimes you have this massive epiphany, like you do a yoga group and you do yoga every day, and like I am right now, and it just like you go up the ladder and it's like you excel really fast. That's what healing's like. It's like a big game of snakes and ladders, and that's what life is like. It's like this game, isn't it? So we've got to not take it too seriously. Don't cry every time there's a snake. Well, we can get through this. There'll be another ladder another day. Let's just keep trying. We've got to keep rolling that dice and getting up each morning and trying and working out how to heal. But also be grateful for where you are. Like don't rush to the end of the game. That's no fun. Once it's over, you know. So let's take our time. Let's enjoy it. Let's connect to it and be present through the journey and be nice to ourselves every step of the way. That's what I say to you, like, love yourself anyway. Love yourself at the start line. Love yourself at day 1. Love yourself at day 2. Love exactly where you are and keep pushing forward. But every day, love where you are. Don't say I'm going to love myself when I'm skinnier or when I'm eating only raw. Like, no. Love yourself right now, exactly as you are. And then tomorrow, when you're different and you change, love yourself then as well. Love yourself at every single step, every single stage. You know, because you deserve that kindness. You deserve to enjoy life. It's not a race. It's now, right now. Where you here with me right now. We are alive. We are living. We are experiencing life. This is life, man. You know. So be here. Look at me. See what I mean? A question about caffeine, and I go off on this whole magical tangent. Do you know why? Because everything is connected. Everything is connected. We're all connected. All these things we do and these thoughts we have, it's all connected, isn't it? Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it amazing? I just need to take a deep breath in here. I'm alive. What else have I got here? It's Rebecca says, is there something special that you would make for birthdays or Christmas? She says, sorry for the silly questions. No silly questions. It's all good. It's all inspiring stuff. So is there something you would make for birthdays or Christmas? So yeah, there's fruit that I don't buy because it's too expensive, such as durian, which is like my favourite fruit, and I never buy it because it's so expensive. Like for like one little pot, it can be like £7. So they had it in the fruit shop today and it's like £10. So I didn't buy it. But maybe at my birthday, maybe at my birthday I'll buy it. Or what I used to do was I go to like Chinatown in London and buy myself like a real fresh big durian. So sometimes I'll do that. Well, like with my birthday money, just go and buy myself a durian. why not? So that's like something really special to me that I absolutely love, and like, I will savour that. I will eat it and be like, my body melts, and just literally it's the most amazing feeling. And I don't get this with many fruits. Like, I do to an extent, but not in the same way. It's like this feeling of like pure gratitude, just like resonating through your whole body. It's like you just vibrate on this, like, not literally, I'm not like, but like from within, it's like you just vibrate this beautiful kind of joy and contentment and gratitude. It's just amazing. So like durian is just like, yeah, massive treat. On Christmas, right, durian, something you need to know about durian, it's smelly guy, stinky fruit. I love it. It smells a bit like a gas leak, like if you I put it in my mouth. It does, it smells a bit like a gas leak, but it's so yummy. I don't know, it's the weirdest thing ever. It's so delicious though. And I have like Christmas dinner with my family, and I wouldn't want to like ruin their Christmas dinner with this smelly durian. Like, it's embarrassed me too much. So I opt for something else that I don't have massively regularly because it is super expensive. So that is things like I'll have my like a papaya. I generally will have like a papaya meal for Christmas because it's just one of my favourite fruits. And for like a big papaya, like about this big, it's generally like it's like £4-ish. So I don't really buy it, but I might buy myself like some of those for my Christmas dinner. So that's what I'll do. It's like you find ways to kind of make it like you find ways to make it special. That within the raw food world, there's lots of things that are special to me that I don't have all the time because like they're expensive or they're rare. So like things like dragon fruit is very special to me. So if I wanted dragon fruit, I'd have to like go out of my way to try and find it. Not even more out of my way. So there are lots of things that are special. And what's great about the raw food is like when you've stopped having things like processed foods or you know, chemically added, that's not the right grammar, but you know, like food with lots of chemicals added to it, your taste refines so much. When you're having lots of processed foods, it's almost like it's like you can't taste things properly. And if you have lots of salt, for example, your body's almost like it needs salt to feel like you've eaten, or you need something that just does something in the mouth, like you need that stimulation. Whereas when you come away from all of that, everything tastes so good, and it's like your taste buds like renew themselves, and you feel like you can really taste things, and everything tastes amazing, you know. And it's so much more satisfying to have low stimulating foods, and it doesn't trigger you to overeat, which is a really, really cool thing as well. So actually having like being a long-term raw vegan that is not eating processed foods or things like that, you can actually achieve that if you just get off of processed foods and chemical added foods with added chemicals. What's wrong with me? Nothing. We're perfect. That's we are. We're lovely. If I like, what am I chatting about? Where was I? Yeah, basically your taste refines, and the real food tastes good. The real food tastes good. That's my point anyway. So I got sorry, can't read it properly. Shannon. Hi Shannon, welcome to Fruity Friday Chitty Chat. She says, I'm a total noob. That's fine. That's fine. We're all noobs at something. I'm a noob at fixing bikes. I say that because I really wish I wasn't today and I could have fixed that bike. And Rebecca says, thank you. So you're super, super welcome. If you ever have any more questions, just message me. I'm all good. It says, I'm a total noob, wanting to go raw, but kind of fear the detox. How long did it take you to get past the ickiness? Thank you. Oh, I like this question. Because I did it in steps, right? And I did it in kind of like, I came off of the processed foods and was just having like whole foods. I went vegan, and then I started reducing how much fat and protein I was having. Like, this was all like, not intentionally. It wasn't like, oh, for a month now I'm going to do this, and for the next month I'm going to do that. It was all very like it was just part of how I was learning and what I was learning and what time and just what came up in my life that I was trying out. But if I look back, it's like I did it right. I've got 20% battery, guys. So last week it cut out halfway. So I'm just telling you. Oh, low power mode. I'm just telling you now, if my phone cuts out, bye! This is my goodbye for you. If it cuts out because I've run out of battery, I won't be uploading another video and carrying on the chat. I'll just leave it as it is and start making dinner. So yeah, bye guys if it cuts out. And yeah, my raw food course and my ebooks are all reduced until the next couple of days. So literally, this is your last days to get an £11 raw food ebook from me, which is almost half price. And the fruit, my fruit course, my raw food course, which is usually £79 and reduced to 20 at the moment. My inner work course, which is usually £60 and is only £20 at the moment, and all that, and my kids' happiness courses as well, which help you reconnect with your child, help your child heal emotionally. They are £20 and £11 at the moment. So if you would like that, just let me know. But yeah, that's my wrap up for the end of the video. If it cuts out, I might just chat till it cuts out, So back to your lovely question, my dear. Sorry to interrupt myself. Did I just say sorry to myself to interrupt myself? I sure did. So back to Shannon. She says, how long did it take you to get past the ickiness? Yeah, so I didn't actually have that really intense ickiness. I did it so many in stages that I generally, when I went raw, like when I was starting to eat lots of fresh fruit that was high enough in calories to sustain me, so I was getting enough calories. It was good quality, so I was getting good nutrients from it. It was ripe, so I was getting enough calories from it. And I was eating lots of green leafy vegetables, so I was eating like up to 6 heads of lettuce a day. Again, I don't necessarily have to have that, and I don't eat that now, but that's what I needed at the time to feel satisfied. But having enough fresh fruit and fresh greens I felt good. I felt good, and I didn't have that detox that people talk about. The only time I felt like I was like having this big detox was when I basically wasn't eating greens and I was just eating fruit, and I was feeling like very spaced out, very unsatisfied, very unhappy. I was miserable, and it was just I just didn't enjoy it. So I actually say to people like, I don't think you need to struggle. I don't think it needs to make you feel like crap, because I didn't when I was like doing it what I call right, because it felt so good, and it was almost like it just felt like it clicked into place, you know, and I finally felt sustained and satisfied. I honestly believe that we don't need to struggle. Like, do it in stages, do it in steps, if you need to. Like, I know for me, I'm way too busy to have a week feeling like crap. I've got stuff to do, you know. I've got a family. I've got my daughter. I do home education with her. I have a place to keep tidy. I have a life to lead, you know. I don't want to spend a week feeling awful. It didn't resonate with me. It didn't feel right, you know. When you're eating really well, it should be helping you and healing you. I shouldn't be feeling like crap. That's just my opinion. I know every other raw vegan or a health person will probably disagree with me and be like, you need to detox, but I didn't experience that, and from my own personal experience, I don't believe it's necessary to feel super ill. Another thing that I was doing actually is I was cleanses as well. So there are people that disagree with each different part of your journey, but you've just got to do what feels right for you. And for me, colon cleanses were actually really important because I had a lot of like backed up matter in my digestive tract. I was so bloated. And actually doing like enemas and stuff like that really helped me clear that out. And I believe that helped with like detoxing, and getting all the kind of like all the toxins out of your body. Because even now I've noticed, like, if I'm feeling like nauseous, I can literally do an enema and it goes. The nausea goes. So there's a good chance that your body, because what happens is obviously when your liver processes toxins, it goes straight into like the colon. for you to excrete out. So the toxins in your body actually get out during your poop. So to actually have that sitting in your digestive tract, and they go in, those toxins, which I think is a bit silly of the body, but okay, those toxins go into the digestive system at the kind of the duodenum. So that's basically the space between the stomach and the small intestine. The small intestine is where we absorb our minerals and nutrients from, and the large intestine is mainly where we absorb our water from. So when those toxins go into our digestive tract, they could be being reabsorbed if we have a very slow digestive system. And the reason why I might have a very slow digestive system is if we're eating unripe fruit and it's clogging the place up, if we're eating very heavy foods that we find hard to process, such as like maybe starchy carbohydrates. It's different for everybody. We all process food kind of differently, which is really weird. But I know for me, starchy carbohydrates are like sit there. Things that might have gluten in it it's like gluey, so it might be sticky. Things like very high fat foods, very high protein foods. You'll hear the adverts, it'll say, makes you feel fuller for longer because it's got high protein in, which is hard for the body to digest. I don't want food that's hard for my body. I want food that's nice to my body, I want food that's easy for my body to digest. I want to give it a helping hand, you know, especially from my past of like eating disorders. I've really abused my digestive system, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be nice to my body, so that's why I give it juicy foods that digest easy and quickly, and it's gentle, and it passes through and it keeps everything flushing through, you know. And when that digestive matter is sitting in your intestines, I can't think of the word, when it's sitting in your intestines for such a long period of time, that may be why we're being like feeling nauseous, because it's maybe reabsorbing or just sitting in our bodies. So actually doing those colon cleanses at the beginning of my lifestyle, and generally like every now and again, if I'm starting to feel, if I have a late night, sometimes I feel a bit groggy, and then like I'll do like an enema and it's like bing, it's like I'm alive again, and just like give myself that helping hand of excreting the waste. I found that a very key part of my healing. I did that a lot at the beginning to kind of like help speed up things. So if that speaks to you, it didn't to me at the beginning, I'll be honest. I was like this, I don't want to do it, this is weird, this is too weird. But now it's just like quite normal. Oh, I'm a weirdo, I love it. Yeah, I just do what feels right for me. And it absolutely helped. I definitely think it helped. And even to this day, like I said, if I'm feeling like nauseous ever, I can do an enema and I feel better, like instantly better. Or like if you ever feel headachy, you can do an enema and it's like it goes, which is quite amazing. So I do think that's very, very linked. And logically, I think it's a lot to do with the way that the liver processes toxins and tries to excrete it out the body. So that might be another reason why I didn't experience heavy detox. Just throwing that out there, because I think that's like, it's important that you know the full picture. You know what I did. I didn't just eat fruit. I ate fruit and I ate greens and I ate loads and I did enemas and I did inner work. It was like loads of these different things. I started drinking distilled water. So this is distilled water, which this is my distiller. Yeah. And it distills it, so I just drink pure water. I don't drink tap water. My daughter's knocking again. Hello? What up, girl? Pardon? You like another peach? Come in then, please. You're right, my love. Oop. There you go. Have fun. Okay, come on. Bye. Love you. So yeah. Oh, Cassie says it's nutrient dense. Words. It's nutrient dense custard texture. I'm just trying to read. See, I say all these like smart things about like, you know, the duodenum, and I know what the name for the duodenum is, but reading, now that's hard. I actually say this to my daughter all the time. It's like, you could be both intelligent, like really intelligent, and stupid all at the same time, because that's me in a nutshell. It's like I've got all this like intellect and all this kind of academic intelligence, and then I will just say the stupidest things and get completely muddled in my head, or just I'll forget the word for like what a bike is, which I did earlier in town. I was like, stand by the thing for the thing, like thing. But then I'm like, I know what a duodenum's called, and I can name the bones in the body, but like I'm just, you can be smart and stupid all at the same beautiful time. It's nutrient dense, custard texture, yummy. This is why I'm not a news presenter. It's nutrient dense, custard texture, yumminess. She's talking about durian. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so it says, do you eat anything different before or during exercise? Okay, I like to literally exercise on an empty stomach. I do not like anything in my system. If I had to, I'd have like a banana and then leave it an hour or so. And that's from an empty stomach. Like I like to exercise first thing in the morning, or just before dinner. So it's literally like empty stomach time. I do not like to eat anything during or before, like definitely not during. Like who needs to eat during a workout? Only if you're running like an ultra marathon, do you know what I mean? You need to actually eat anything. Even me, like I've done half marathon, and some people eat like jelly babies and stuff around the way. I wouldn't eat them obviously for many reasons. Like 1, I'm vegan, so I wouldn't eat gelatin. 2, I don't eat processed things, and 3, I don't like eating during exercise. It's like my blood is not in my digestive system. I don't want my blood in my digestive system. I want my blood in my muscles outside, you know. So I generally don't like to eat before I train or do any exercise. I like to be without. It says, how do I order your ebook? So all of my stuff is done over PayPal at the moment. I'm updating my website, so it's not quite accurate at the moment, but yeah, if you want any information on my stuff, like I can send you a picture of what it looks like and some more information if you need, just give me a message like now so that I can see it after the video. But yeah, it's all done by PayPal, so it's literally just PayPal me, like message me, and I can give you my PayPal address, and I'll send it to your email address. So everything that I do is all done by like email and that, so you can have it in your inbox. And yeah, the ebook, you're welcome to print it out if you want to, or it's fully visible on PDF or on your other devices. So yes. So Shannon says, perfect, thank you so much. So she says, oh, I'm ADHD, I completely understand. So, oh, thank you for understanding. I don't think I've got ADHD, who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to diagnose myself on camera. Oh, I'm a unique person. So, I didn't even answer my poor guy's questions. So I've got some questions on my YouTube. So I'm on YouTube again, guys. So have a look at Happy on Fruit on YouTube. That's not even my password. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, come on. Give me a minute. I can't remember what his questions were. So I said I'll answer it. So here from Miss. Oh, it's a Miss. I'm so sorry. Miss King. So question for the next chat. Please can you give tips on bulking up a salad, as they don't make me feel very full. So I tend to end up snacking sooner. Also, have you tried intermittent fasting? So obviously I'll do the salad one first because that was first. So to bulk up a salad. So if you're finishing your evening salad and you're not feeling satisfied enough, it could mean, well, pay attention to what you fancy afterwards. It can give you a clue. So if you really want something like sweet, like you're really craving some fruit afterwards, that's usually a sign that you didn't eat enough calories in the day. So do a little trial and improvement with yourself. Like the next day, try and eat a few more calories, or just like tune in with that. Maybe have a bit of fruit before your salad, wait a little bit, and then have your salad. So it could just be that you needed more fruit in the day, my friend. It could also mean that you needed more greens in the day. So if you physically can't fit any more greens into your body, and your body still maybe needs greens, maybe just have a green smoothie in the day, you know, and chuck a few extra dates or bananas in there. That could be literally all you need to then have that last meal of the day, that big salad in the evening. Have that as like a topping up of nutrients. It's not going to be a massive form of calories. You don't want that evening salad to be a huge form of calories. You want it to be light. You know, you want it to be, it's just a top up of nutrients. That's the way I think of it. So most of my nourishment is coming from the daytime. I'm not waiting to the evening. And I think that's kind of like something that's residual from cooked food diets. And generally people have lighter in the day, and then they have their main meal is their big heavy dinner. Whereas for raw vegan, it's like that salad is lighter. So you want to shift away from having that really heavy dinner to actually having most of your calories coming into your diet during the daytime, you know, or spacing it out a little bit more and having that top up of nutrients in the evening. So that's what you kind of do if you feel like you needed more fruit. Because I generally don't like eating after my salad. I feel so much better. I digest food better, and I feel better in the mornings if I don't eat after my salad. So I try to leave my evenings a little bit like without food, if you know what I mean. Like even now, like it's 6:30, and that's quite late for me to even start eating. I haven't even finished my Q&A. So yeah, to bulk it up, it could just be you need more. You know, I have a massive salad bowl, and sometimes you just need a little extra. You need a little extra salad. So make bigger portions if you need to. It could be that you need like a little bit of extra fat every now and again. So maybe like just put a bit of half an avocado into your, or like a whole, you know, I say half an avocado. I don't think I've ever eaten just half an avocado ever in my life. If I'm opening an avocado, I'm eating an avocado. Do you know what I mean? Like let's come on, guys. You can manage the half of an avocado. I guess if I was eating it every day, I wouldn't want to have a whole avocado. Now, man, I'll just have an avocado every now and again. Oh. I don't know what I'm moaning at. It's not like anyone's saying to me, only eat half an avocado. I think it's because people actually do. And they're all vegan world. It's like, only have half an avocado a day. It's like, no, I'll eat an avocado every now and again. Like, and people are like, how do you store half an avocado? Just eat the whole bloody avocado. Just eat it all. You won't die. You'll be good. It's fine. You'll manage. Oh, I'm making myself laugh. So bulking up as well. Sometimes I like to add something a bit crunchy to the salad. So this is why I've got like a billion of these beautiful courgettes, because I like to make courgette spaghetti called zoodles, zucchini noodles to my American friends. Howdy. Sorry, that's probably terribly awful of me. I'm sorry I said that. So yeah, if oh, I've got 10% battery, guys. This is a 10% warning. If it cuts out, bye. So yeah, I have lots of these courgettes, these zucchinis, because I like to either like shred them into my salad or courgette noodle them. I've got a spiralizer, which is awesome, and I turn those into my salads. So yeah, last question, intermittent fasting. I do this naturally, so I recommend this naturally, as children do. The way that they wake up in the morning, and they won't just straight away need to eat. Children generally will wake up and they just crack on with stuff, and then they're like, oh, I'm hungry. And then they'll eat something. That's what I do, basically. I wake up and I just do stuff. I might do the washing up, or I catch up on work, or like this morning I was sewing a dinosaur teddy for my daughter, which was supposed to be ready about 2 weeks ago. This is what I mean. It's like, on the surface, yeah, I look like this great, amazing mother, right? Who's making this dinosaur teddy for her child. Where did she find the time? It's about 2 weeks late. That's how I find the time. I'm a real person. I'm not like people, when you do online stuff, they put you up on this pedestal almost, and they think like you never mess up. And I absolutely do, guys. I always mess up. And that's part of life. You just got to forgive yourself, move on. It's probably because I don't put a post up on it and go, oh, do you know what? Well, sometimes I do. But generally I won't be like, oh, do you know what? Look, I've just shouted at Molly and I feel like crap. You know, I won't really do that. Where the hell am I going with this? Yeah, I was making a dinosaur teddy. And yeah, I was supposed to be ready a couple of weeks ago for my daughter's birthday. Not that she minds. But moving on, intermittent fasting, answering your actual question. So... I'm sorry, I'm making myself laugh because I'm all over the shop. I'm all hyped up on like the live video and chatting to myself for an hour. So yeah, I like to intermittent fast quite naturally, where I just wake up and I do things, and then I wait for my body to communicate with me, and I wait for my body to say, I'm hungry now, please feed me. And I'm like, okay. Like this morning I was like, what do you want? Maybe I live alone too much, but yeah, I have these conversations with myself. But I've noticed I've always done this. I've always kind of like had this inner monologue where I like almost chat to myself. I do. I'm sorry, I do. So it's kind of like, but in the past it's been a very unhealthy conversation with myself, like almost calling myself names and being insulting. Whereas now it's a very supportive inner monologue, which is beautiful, and it just shows the benefit of doing inner work. It really pays off when you actually learn, when you notice that the way that you speak to yourself and the way that you approach yourself is very loving. It's actually really, really reassuring. It's like, wow, my hard work is paying off. I'm nice to myself, yay. So I communicate with my body, and it's like this morning it was like I started getting hungry about 11, so, and I've been up since about 7, rhyming again. So when it was like 11 o'clock, it was like, what do I want? And my body was kind of like, I want something high vitamin C, and I was like, I want the pineapple. And I was like, no, don't eat the pineapple, because I want to save it for the Q&A, because I want to show everyone my pineapple. If you haven't seen the cool pineapple thing, rewatch this video from the beginning. Maybe watch on YouTube, because that's where these are all going. Stick me on the background, watch me. Yeah, so like, but I want to take really high vitamin C, so like, what do I have? Because I just had bananas and frozen grapes, and both of those are relatively low in vitamin C. So I had lemon juice. I like started with some lemon juice. I just hand juiced 2 lemons, poured that in a like this jar, topped it up with distilled water, and I drank that, and like, I just felt good. I felt refreshed. And I always find that when you tune in with your body, when you listen, when you like give it what it wants, like the vitamin C, or if it needs calories, if you listen to it and tune in with that, you feel so much more satisfied. It's like if I'm giving myself I'm giving my body something that I kind of like didn't need, like if I'm giving it high calories when it wanted low calorie vitamin C, I find myself getting like, I feel less satisfied, and it's like you tend to overeat, because it's like your body still wants something. You may have had enough calories, but your body's like, I still want vitamin C, and you only had bananas. So, and that's what I find helpful. But yeah, I do intermittent fasting, so like I said, I feel better if I don't have anything after dinner. So generally, I don't eat between the hours of maybe 7 or 8. It's going to be different today because of the Q&A. See the things I do for you guys. So I generally won't eat after like 7 or 8 o'clock, and then I don't really eat until maybe 10, 11, 12 the next day. Sometimes even later. Sometimes I've gone to like 1 o'clock, and it's not because I'm starving myself. If I was hungry, like really hungry, at like 9 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't really happen. But if I was, I would eat. But the fact is I don't. I'm just not really hungry. I want to crack on with other stuff. I'm drinking water in the morning. I don't want a massive meal first thing. So I kind of wait for my body to kick in, my body to wake up, and my body to communicate with me and say, I'm done processing whatever it was I was doing. I'm ready, you know? So yeah, so that is I'm gonna wrap up today's Q&A. So thank you so much for every lovely person who has joined me. Excuse me, my belly's a little bit rumbly now, so I'm gonna love you and leave you. And thank you so much for joining me on today's live Q&A. Do check out my YouTube, do check out my Instagram at Happy on Food, and do let me know if you'd like any info on my raw courses or my ebooks, my raw recipe ebook, or my Happy on Fruit raw food course, or my inner work course, or any of that lovely stuff. If you want any of those deals, they are ending in the last 2 days. So it's really cool. Like they're like £11 or 20 quid for a whole course, and it's ending in a few days. So if you would like that, just message me and we can sort it out over PayPal, and I can give you some more information if you want. Or if you want to do some personal coaching with me, I've got some spaces for personal coaching, and I can work out a plan that works really well for you. So let me know if you would like any of my help, if you want some further assistance, if you want to, you know, heal or go raw or whatever. I love helping. So yeah, give us a little message if you would like to connect with me. So thank you again so much for joining me, and I will see you next week for a live Fruity Friday. And yeah, Love you guys. See ya. Bye.